Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the shadowy world of covert operations. The CIA, or Central Intelligence Agency, has been at the forefront of espionage and intelligence gathering since its inception in 1947. While many of their missions remain classified, some have come to light over the years, revealing the lengths the agency will go to in order to protect American interests. Today, we're counting down the top 10 CIA missions you probably never knew about. Stay tuned until the end because number 1 will truly blow your mind. Let's get started. At number 10, we have Operation Chaos. During the height of the Cold War and the Vietnam War, the CIA initiated this domestic spying operation to monitor the anti-war movement within the United States. What's shocking is that this mission involved widespread surveillance of American citizens, something the CIA is typically barred from doing. The operation collected files on over 300,000 Americans, including journalists and activists. Chaos was eventually exposed and became a major scandal, leading to increased scrutiny of the CIA's domestic activities. Coming in at number 9 is Operation Gold, also known as the Berlin Tunnel. This mission was a joint operation between the CIA and the British MI6 during the Cold War. The objective? To tap into Soviet communication lines in East Berlin. The CIA and MI6 secretly dug a 1,476-foot tunnel from West Berlin into East Berlin to access Soviet military communications. Unfortunately, a Soviet mole within British intelligence, George Blake, exposed the operation before it even began. Despite this, the Soviets allowed the operation to proceed for nearly a year, feeding the CIA disinformation before they discovered the tunnel in 1956. Number 8 is Operation Mockingbird, a secret CIA project that aimed to influence the media. Beginning in the late 1940s, the CIA recruited journalists from major US newspapers, magazines, and broadcasting networks to act as agents and spread propaganda that aligned with US interests. Through these connections, the CIA managed to sway public opinion on various global and domestic issues. This operation highlighted the lengths to which the agency would go to control the narrative during the Cold War. Operation Mockingbird reportedly ended in 1976, but its implications are still felt today. At number 7, we have Operation Cyclone. During the Soviet-Afghan War, the CIA launched one of its longest and most expensive covert operations. The mission? To fund and arm Afghan Mujahideen fighters in their struggle against the Soviet Union. The US funneled billions of dollars into this program, providing weapons, training, and intelligence support to these fighters. While the operation was successful in pushing the Soviets out of Afghanistan, it also had unintended consequences. Some of the Mujahideen groups later evolved into extremist factions, including those linked to Al-Qaeda. Number 6 is Operation Ajax, a covert CIA operation that led to the overthrow of Iran's democratically elected Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh in 1953. Mossadegh had nationalized Iran's oil industry, which was previously controlled by British interests. In response, the CIA and British intelligence orchestrated a coup to depose him, fearing the spread of communism and the loss of Western control over Iranian oil. The operation resulted in the reinstatement of the Shah, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, who ruled as an autocrat until the Iranian Revolution in 1979. Halfway through our list, at number 5 is Operation Paperclip. After World War II, the US sought to gain an edge in the Cold War by recruiting German scientists, many of whom were former Nazis. The CIA, along with other US agencies, brought over 1,600 scientists to America to work on various military and space projects. Among them was Wernher von Braun, who played a crucial role in developing the Saturn V rocket that took Americans to the moon. While Operation Paperclip helped the US win the space race, it also raised ethical questions about the use of former Nazis in American scientific endeavors. At number 4 is Operation Mongoose, the CIA's covert campaign to remove Fidel Castro from power in Cuba. After the failed Bay of Pigs invasion in 1961, the CIA launched this operation to destabilize the Cuban government. The agency attempted everything from sabotage to assassination plots against Castro, some of which bordered on the absurd, like poisoning his diving suit or using exploding cigars. Although none of these attempts succeeded, Operation Mongoose reflects the lengths the US was willing to go during the Cold War to eliminate communist influence in the Western Hemisphere. Number 3 on our list is the Phoenix program, a controversial and brutal operation during the Vietnam War. The program aimed to identify and neutralize the Viet Cong infrastructure through a combination of intelligence gathering, capture, and assassination. The CIA, along with South Vietnamese forces, targeted suspected Viet Cong operatives in rural areas, often leading to the imprisonment, torture, or killing of thousands of civilians. The Phoenix program was criticized for its human rights abuses and became a symbol of the dark side of US counterinsurgency tactics. At number 2, we have Operation Northwoods, a mission that thankfully never came to fruition. In 1962, the Joint Chiefs of Staff proposed this operation to the Kennedy administration. The plan was to stage false flag terrorist attacks on American soil and blame them on Cuba, providing a pretext for a US invasion of the island. These attacks would include bombings, hijackings, and even orchestrating attacks on US military bases. However, President Kennedy rejected the plan and it never went beyond the proposal stage. Operation Northwoods remains one of the most shocking examples of how far the government was willing to go to justify military intervention. Finally, at number 1, we have MK-Ultra, the CIA's infamous mind control program. For 20 years, the CIA conducted a series of experiments on unwitting subjects, often involving the use of drugs like LSD, hypnosis, and other forms of psychological manipulation. The goal was to develop techniques for mind control that could be used against enemies or in espionage operations. The experiments often took place in secret, with little regard for the safety or consent of the participants. MK-Ultra was eventually exposed in the 1970s, leading to congressional investigations and widespread condemnation. And there you have it, the top 10 CIA missions you never knew about. These operations reveal a side of history that is rarely discussed, showing the incredible and sometimes terrifying lengths to which intelligence agencies will go to achieve their goals. If you found this video eye-opening, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. What do you think? Should we do a deep dive into any of these missions? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious.